comprehension. 1, 2, 3. You can play and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let's learn all the number tricks.
English in maths or maths through English? Why not? And why not both? Let's have a look what we need to know. First, we should know what we need to teach in maths. The first thing is the amount, how many toys we have, how many pieces of fruit we eat, and so on. Then we represent this amount by numbers. So we need to learn how to recognize the numbers. When the children are older, then they get acquainted with mathematical operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. It's very useful to offer them logical tasks so that they can learn how to think outside the box. Problem solving combines reading comprehension with mathematical skills, and it all serves to the usability in real life. The children have to know why they should learn mathematics. What we need to teach English. First of all, it's listening skills and comprehension. We shouldn't hurry too much and expose them to other skills, such as reading or writing. The EFL children need to tune in their ears in sounds of English. So first, they need to hear a lot of English and try to recognize what it means, what the contents is. Then comes speaking skills and communication, because the children are spontaneous and want to respond to what they've heard. We teach them to express thoughts, and by it comes to language automation, which is speaking without the inner control. Did I say it right? Did I use the proper vocabulary? Did I use the proper grammar? And was it what I wanted to say? Haven't I made a mistake? So the children shouldn't be taught this way. They should be taught to react spontaneously, because we don't teach them English. We teach them to think in the target language. And mathematics is fantastic for that skill. So first, let's speak about the amount. As I said, we can count everything around: toys, pieces of furniture, people, animals, whatever. Or we can work with flashcards. Here you can see flashcards with little balls of different colors. So we combine the amount, the color, and the word. And when you look at the cards, you can notice that number 2 is shown in various arrangements. For example, horizontally next to each other, or vertically, or diagonally. Number 3 can be expressed in 5 various arrangements. Horizontally, vertically, in a triangle. It can be upside down as well, in a diagonal line, or in an L shape. So the children should get used to seeing the different amount of pictures and guessing how many of them are shown in the card. It's called subtizing in English, and it's the ability to estimate the right number or the right amount of objects in one card. Here you can see similar cards, but using different objects, the flowers. They are in various colors again, promoting a larger scale of vocabulary. 1 red flower, 2 red flowers, 3 yellow flowers, 7 blue flowers, and so on. So the children can practice amount estimation, called subtizing. They can match the cards together, the cards with the same amount of flowers or balls or whatever. They can compare the amounts. There are more flowers, there are less balls than flowers in these two cards, and so on. They can add the number in two cards or state the difference. Here, the number is expressed by the blocks. The blocks are built on top of each other or next to each other. And the children usually say, if they can see the same amount of blocks, those who are at the top of each other, there are more. Even if in both cases, it's, for example, 3 blocks. Why? Because the higher it is, the more the children consider to be there. So we can use these cards to show them that it's still the same amount. We still have 3 blocks, even if we arrange them in a line, in a tower, or in any different shape. Lego blocks can be ideal for counting skills. Here it's always the chimney of blocks, either tall or low. Children can count how many blocks there are. They can name the colors. They can compare. This one is higher, this one is lower, and so on. And we slowly get to the generalization to the number, which can be expressed in simple squares in this case. So the children try to train their eye to see the card and to say how many squares there are. Or they can mark the amount into such charts, coloring in dots in these charts. Let's speak about numbers. Numbers represent the amount. So we can use these attractive cards with a cloth peg. The children have the cards and the cloth pegs and attach them according to the number of objects on each card. First, they have to estimate, then they check by counting the objects, and then they attach the cloth peg onto the card. They don't practice only mathematical skills, but also fine motor skills and the finger grip. Here you can see mathematical puzzles. You cut them along the solid lines and you get 5 parts. Offer the children the circles with the number of dots and shuffled parts of the puzzles. And the children have to decide where to put, where to match the card. If there is 1 object or 2 or 3 and whatever. Even 2-year-olds can do this activity. If you offer them, for example, 1 and 2, they are able to recognize where to put appropriate part. Practicing, again, not only mathematics, but also fine motor skills, spatial orientation, and so on. For older children, we can use the circles with numbers so that they practice that abstract representation of the amount. Here you can see number finger puppets. These are fantastic objects, and I'm going to show you how they work. We need to focus their attention on the numbers to recognize the number, not by the order 1, 2, 3, 4, but just looking at the number. So now I'm going to show you the activity called number finger puppets. For this activity, I would love to have the room full of people. Unfortunately, I'm here alone, so try to imagine each of the hands belongs to a different person. There is a room full of children, and we go and mingle and ask, hello, I'm 1. Hello, I'm 4. Here you are. Thank you. You're welcome. Here you are. Thank you. You're welcome. And now I'm 4, and I can meet another member of our group. Hello, I'm 4. Hello, I'm 2. Here you are. Here you are. Thank you. You're welcome. And I go to another game with number 2. There are many more activities to do with these little clever pieces of paper, which are called number finger puppets. For example, addition, subtraction, stating the value. The more the number shows, the higher it's stretched up or hidden down. But I'm not going to reveal everything. Here you can see number finger puppets from 1 up to 12. But it's probably too difficult for smaller kids. So for them, we can use another set represented by the number of dots. If you do activities with addition, then use only the first 3 finger puppets, 1, 2, and 3. If you want to state the difference, then you can use all 6 of them. Little children should not be asked to write the numbers because it's a strict procedure how to do it technically, and the little children are not developed enough to master it, but they can recognize or learn recognizing the numbers. So they can color in the shape of a number. When they are older, they can work with number cards. Number cards can be matched to the picture cards, can be used to create mathematical operations with using the mathematical symbols, and many more activities. The children can slowly master the verbal representation of the numbers. So they can match even 3 cards, the picture card, the number card, and the word card together. They can practice this skill in the set of dominoes. On each card of the dominoes, there is the number representation and the word that is to be matched to the number. Practicing number in an enjoyable way can be done by the means of spinners. Spinners are little hexagons where you make a hole in the middle and pass through a toothpick. Then you spin the toothpick and it lands on one of its sides. Here you can see number 3. Then we can use another spinner with pictures and we make phrases: 3 houses, 5 pencils, 2 butterflies, whatever. If you want to make this activity even more enjoyable, you can include the spinner with colors and let the children draw what they got while spinning the spinners. So here you can see basic spinners with dots, with numbers, and a 10-sided spinner for practicing 10 numbers, and maybe creating 2-digit words or even 3-digit numbers. For this activity, for smaller kids, you can use the more attractive set of dominoes represented with dots and pictures in various arrangements, again practicing subtizing. This is a very popular game. Each of my games contains the card, the starting or the initial card marked with the traffic lights, green traffic lights. So when you cut the pages into cards, when you cut the pages into cards and deal them among your players, the player with a green traffic light immediately knows that he is to start a game. So he or she says, 1 yellow square. All the other players look at their cards. Those who have yellow squares start to be very attentive, and the person who has 1 repeats the phrase, 1 yellow square, and adds 2 blue rectangles. Then responds another person with 2 blue rectangles and 3 yellow circles. And the game goes like a chain of phrases until it gets to the red traffic lights that says, the game is over. The children love this game because it gives them the feeling of independence. You as a teacher cannot interfere unless you are one of the players, which means on the same level as your pupils. This is a funny game. The children try to find 5 objects in 2 adjacent squares, either vertical or horizontal. So they can come up with 2 yellow buttons and 3 green buttons, and they make an oval or circle them. Yeah. Then they can see that there is 1 pink pencil and 4 blue houses on the other side of the worksheet. So they make a circle around this position. They try to find all situations when the sum is 5. You can display the key for this activity. And here you can see that there is just 1 square which is not included in the game. But you can see find 8 in the title. It's here for another variation, which is represented by numbers. So this game exists in various levels for differently aged children. An ideal prop for practicing numbers is dice. Here you can see a set of dice, regular dice with 6 sizes, but we also can get 10-sided dice, which are ideal for practicing 2-digit numbers or even 3-digit numbers. You just say which color represents units, tenths, or hundreds. Or you can even work with a 20-sided dice. You can use more dice to make sums, to add, or to state the difference between the 2 numbers that the dice show. Mathematical operations. We know 4 basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So let's start with the easiest one. It can be done by the means of those addition cards. We can see balloons of different colors, and we try to calculate what is the relationship between differently colored balloons. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 3 plus 1 equals 4. And then we come up to adding 2 to various numbers, adding 3, 4, 5. And these picture cards can be accompanied by number mathematical operation cards to express the situation on the card. For subtraction, we use the same system, but this time the objects are of the same color, only those we take away are crossed out. So the first line is 3 minus 1 equals 2, 4 minus 1 equals 3, and so on. We can practice mathematical operations by the means of number dominoes. On one side of the domino card, there is the operation, and you try to match the result to this operation. This activity actually shows 9 cards. You cut them to get 5 columns with mathematical operations. And the children in a group are sitting around a table on which there are cloth pegs with numbers written on them. And the children grab the pegs and try to attach to their card with the correct result. The trick is that you don't have enough cloth pegs for each child, so only the quickest ones can get 5 cloth pegs in their card. I'm not in for competitive games too much, but from time to time, let's say it's the spices of the lesson. This activity shows you that we can think about more advanced pupils. This is quite a difficult mathematics with high numbers. It's a bingo, so the players have the chart with the results, and the teacher or the calling person has the set. On the left, you can see 2 sets of various examples. So you cut the little cards, shuffle, and draw one card after another, reading the operation. And the children have to calculate and cover the number on their chart. Those who have reached 12 shout, bingo! We can use various worksheets. This one looks very attractive. It contains mathematical operations and little charts with shapes. And the children try to search for the correct operation and write it in a yellow box under the chart. So the first one on the left-hand side can be read like 3 plus 2 equals 5. Yeah? Or 5 minus 2 equals 3. There are still 2 more that can be placed there. It depends on the children. Yeah? Let's speak about size. It's also a mathematical term. So here we can see cards containing 5 houses of different size, and the children order the cards according to their size. Of course, for smaller kids, we can use just 3 or even 2, a big one, a small one, a big yellow house, a small yellow house, and so on. It pretty much contributes to development of their speech production. This activity works with symbols because the children order the sizes by the means of colors. So they make dots of an appropriate color. So first dot is orange, then green, then blue, yellow, and red. If we ask them to order the balls according to the size from the smallest to the biggest. In the lower part, you can see the same balls, the balls of one color, represented by differently colored dots. Here you can incorporate bottle caps of appropriate colors. So you should start collecting bottle caps so that the children can order them according to the size of the appropriate ball. Order. How to teach ordinal numbers. So first we can speak about them in these cards with differently colored balls. The first ball is green, the second ball is purple, the third ball is red, and so on. We can teach the ordinal numbers by the means of these cards. Here you can see pencils in different positions. For example, the first red pencil, the second red pencil, the third red pencil, the fourth red pencil, the fifth red pencil, and then we come up to yellow pencils, blue pencils, green pencils. And when the children get used to the idea that first they have to count on which place the colored picture stands, then to incorporate the ordinal number, then they can play this I have who has game again. So the first player starts with the green traffic lights. Who's got the first red ball? And the child with the first red ball repeats, I've got the first red ball. Who's got the second blue house? Then the third player continues, I've got the second blue house. Who's got the third blue flower? And so on until they get to the red traffic lights. When the children are a bit older, they can use reading pieces of information for this game. It's quite easy because the question is every time the same. Who's got the first tree? The person with the first tree says, I've got the first tree. Who's got the second ball? I've got the second ball. Who's got the third flower? And the children practice reading, asking, answering, and concentration. Direction. Here you can see a fantastic game using symbols. Each direction has its own color. For example, if you go to the right, then you place yellow button. You can use buttons or again bottle caps to place on the arrows. If the arrow points to the left, then the children place their red cap. If it points up, it's a green cap, and down, it's for a blue cap. So the children can speak about the amount, more, less, to the right, to the left, and so on. Maths in movement. Nothing is much more attractive than the movement. So we've designed 14 moving games for the children to practice numbers and amounts. Problem solving. Problem solving expects the children to pay attention to the text and to generalize into a situation, mathematical situation. Here in this activity, we work with the result. So the answer is 3 boys. What is the problem? For example, in our classroom, there are 7 children. 4 of them are girls. How many are boys? The answer is 3 boys. And the children can think of more elaborate tasks. For example, in our classroom, there are 12 children. 6 of them went to another classroom to visit their friends. 3 of them stayed in a classroom. And how many went to the cloakroom? The answer, 3 boys. Or something like that. The children can think of whatever comes into their minds and whatever they are able to express. Small cards with reading comprehension contain a mathematical task. So the children draw the card and have to solve the problem. And the problems can be different. For example, calculating, estimation, skip counting, which is the predecessor of multiplication, and so on. Reading comprehension. Here you can see a worksheet with a task for the children. The children color 2 blocks in any order. One is yellow and one is blue. The first can be yellow or the first can be blue. It depends on the child's decision. Then they have to add the word in a sentence. For example, the yellow block is bigger than the blue one, or the yellow block is smaller than the blue one. Practicing various sentence structures and also mathematical experience. Here the children color in pictures according to the instructions, saying, for example, that the first brick is red, the second blue, the fourth one is green, and the last one is yellow. The brick between the second and the fourth ones is white. So either the children read the tasks on their own and color in their pace, or the children listen to the instruction read by the teacher or recorded in our material, and they color according to the instructions which they can hear. Songs, chants, and stories are a wonderful way to teach whatever. So why not the numbers? So let's have a look at this song. Here you can see two representations, and I will show you another one. So don't forget to look at me in the small window.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count the balls, count the bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you know the number tricks.
So the sheet on the left can be used to glue it into the children's notebooks so that the parents know what they have learned today. The one with pictures or numbers can be used by the children who are not exposed to reading, and please don't hurry that too much. First, let them listen and to comprehend the listened information. Yeah. So this is ideal for the children who are not able to read the text yet. They can point at the pictures and listen to the song or sing the song. When they know it slightly, then you can incorporate this movement to point what is sung in the song. Here you can see the material for a chant.
Counting chant. 1 ball, 2 balls, 3 balls, 4. 1 tree, 2 trees, near the open door. 1 house, 2 houses, 3 houses, 4. 1 flower, 2 flowers. Who are they for?
And maybe you noticed how I made a movement with this chant, and you can use it for Mother's Day to give mothers a bunch of flowers, for example. Or you can work with colored flashcards. The children can place them while chanting, or they can use the black and white cards, placing them in order and creating the text of the chant. Here you can see a story. You are not going to hear it, even if we have a recording of it. But it's just a part of the story about 6 birds living in one tree. One day they decide the tree is too small for them. So they find another tree and divide into 2 equal groups. And the children place the cards with birds onto 2 pictures of a tree. It's quite good, but anyway, it's still small, so they find another tree and they again divide into equal groups to occupy the 3 trees. Very similar is the story about the kittens. The 12 kittens were born. The 12 kittens drink milk from a large bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Meow. The kittens grow. The bowl doesn't. Do they need 2? The 12 kittens drink milk from 2 large bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Meow. The kittens grow. The bowls don't. Do they need 3? And we add more and more bowls, every time bringing just 1. So they need 2, 3, 4, 5. Problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What about us? Say kittens 11 and 12. Can we get another bowl, please? So the 12 kittens drink milk from 6 large bowls. It's quite a funny story. I used this story in summer camp with 2 girls that took part in the summer course, and they played all 12 kittens in a fantastic way. Just search through my website, you will see the video of this story. And at the end, one more song, which will show you how to practice numbers that are higher than just 10. So let's listen to the song.
One little butterfly is flying up and down. One little butterfly is flying round the town. One little butterfly is really tired. One little butterfly sits on a purple flower. 10 little butterflies are flying up and down. 10 little butterflies are flying round the town. 10 little butterflies are really tired. 10 little butterflies sit on a brown flower. Little butterflies are really tired. 90 little butterflies sit on a yellow flower. 100 little butterflies are flying up and down.
Sorry for the interruption and for speeding up the activity. We don't have enough time for everything, but I wanted you to have a look at 100 little butterflies. The children usually have no idea what 100 looks like. So here you can tell them that they can see 100 butterflies, and it comes to realizing how many is 100, to the imagination what it means to have 100 butterflies, how many it is. So I hope you liked our activities, and I would like to inform you that you've just seen 1/10 or even less of 1,200 pages of the material called Let's Count, which you can find in this address.
That's all for today. Great, well done. We know the numbers one by one. We can count and find the sums. Goodbye, goodbye, everyone.